Hi, welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how you can create this fillable form in Word from scratch. So let's open a new document. And the first thing I need to do is just to hit my return key a couple of times for where I need to insert my table. But before I do that, I'm just going to insert my graphics. So go to Insert, Shapes, click on the drop down, click on the square, click and draw out a rectangle. So when you insert a shape, it will come with a borderline and a fill color. If you select it, make sure you're on shape format. Go to this icon here. We're going to select no outline for this shape, and in the shape fill and click on the drop down, you can select from any of these colors here, or you can go to more fill colors. Here you'll have your color wheel. You can move this little cursor anywhere around the color wheel, and you can see the color changes in this rectangle. You can also use the darken and brighten slider, and then you can just simply click OK. So I've already selected some colors. I'm going to select this color here. Then I'm going to copy and paste this rectangle by simply selecting it, holding down my Alt or Option key, clicking and dragging. I'm going to pull that one to the bottom. Then I'm going to copy again, deselect because I was selecting both of them, reselect this one, go to shape fill, and I'm going to select this color. And then I want to put this one behind the blue one. So select it, go to send backwards, send to back. Then once again, hold down my Alt or Option key, click and drag. And this time I'm just going to change the shape size. And then I'm going to change the shape color to the darker one, copy and paste again, change the shape to the lighter one, and move it on top of the darker one, then copy and paste this one and move it down to the bottom. I'm just going to make sure these two are aligned, so I'm going to select this box, hold down my Command or Control key and select this one. Go to Align, Align to bottom, so they're all lined up along there. Then go to Group, select Group, and now that's one element. So now I'm going to just select everything by holding down that Command or Control key, go to shape format, select group and click on group. Now I'm going to insert my table. So go to insert, table, and I'm going to select 2 columns and 8 rows. Select the table, move this center line across over here, go to table layout. I'm going to select 0.8, press enter. And then I'm going to select this align to center left icon, which is where my text will align. Then I'm going to go to table design, go to borders, select view grid lines so we can see our grid lines, but we're also going to take off all of our border lines. And that's because we're not going to use all of our border lines. I'm just going to move this line over a little bit. And in here, I'm going to type full name. And then I'm going to miss out a line. This is going to be a spacer between our lines. But to make this space just a little bit smaller so we can get a bit more on the page, select that row, go to layout, and then in the height, press 0.5 and press enter. Then we go to our next one, type in address. The next row we select, go up to the height and press 0.5 and press enter. And then this one, we're actually going to split some cells. So let's put in date of birth. And then because we don't need a lot of room for date of birth, we're going to split this cell here into 3. So make sure your cursor is inside this cell. Make sure you're on table layout. Go to split cells. And where it says columns or number of columns, increase that to 3 and click OK. You've now got 3 columns. And in this one, we're going to select gender. You can put in whatever you need. And then once again, the spacer, we're going to put in 0.5 and press enter. Then phone number. And you can see I haven't got enough rows. So all I need to do now is click on this row here. Make sure again you're in table layout. And go over to this icon here that says insert below. And just keep clicking on that to insert the rest of the rows. Now you may need more or less than these, but that's fine. I'll show you how to delete the cells. So we've gone up to phone number, and now we're going to create the spacer. So again, 0.5 in the height. And now we're going to insert email. And now we're going to leave 3 rows and then begin here and insert contact name. And this will be your emergency contact. So we're going to split this one again into 3 rows. So go to split cells, increase to 3 and click OK. And here we'll put phone number, then the spacer, 0.5. Then here we're going to split again into 3. Once again leaving 3, we're going to select this one here and put in date. Once again split to 3. Leave a spacer. I'm just rushing ahead here. I will put in the text. And then here split to 3. Press OK. Insert one below. This will be the spacer cell or row. Then once again split these into 3. Perfect. So let's just put in all the information. Now of course I've put all of this text in here, but you can change this text. You can put whatever information in you like. It's completely up to you. So now what we need to do is to just select the table, and we're just going to go to the Home tab and put all of my text in bold. And now we can insert some of those border lines. So just place your cursor in this cell, go to Table Design and go over to here to Borders. Now this menu here will refer to all of your border lines. So on this drop down you can make it thicker or thinner if you want to. You can also change the color of it also, so you can change it to the color of your graphics. And then here, this is where all your border lines are. So you can put individual borders on, or you can put border lines on en masse. So the inside ones, the outside ones, or all of the borders. So for this one, I've got one cell selected, so I'm just going to select outside border. So you can see what's happened here. We've got a border line around the outside. And in this cell here, I'm just going to select the bottom border. So we've got a continuous line running through. And I'll quickly show you, this is what we're aiming for. And I'll take those grid lines off in a minute. So I'm going to do that again to this border. We're going to go to outside borders. Now you'll notice when I click outside borders, it's already selected here. I don't have to keep going on the drop down because this one's already selected. So it's probably easier now for me to go to each cell and just click, select the cell, click, select the cell, click, rather than going backwards and forwards to do the bottom border like we did here. We'll come back to do that afterwards in the same way. Now let's just take the grid lines off because we can pretty much see where we are and what we need to achieve. So here under address we need to put a bottom border, which is at the top here. Select that one, same here, and I'll go through and just put in all of those additional lines. Now you can see here that we have made the text a little bit big, and so it's gone down onto a separate line. So what we can do is we can just select this middle line, just pull it across a little bit, there you go. So that's now all on one line. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put all of these titles in, then I'll put the main title in and then the text at the top and bottom. So go to Insert, Text Box, Draw Text Box, just click and draw out a text box. And here we need to make it the same size as our table, the same width as our table. And click inside, you'll see your cursor, and we'll just type out personal information. And I want this text to be in the center of this box. This box is a little bit too tall, so I'm just going to bring it down a little bit. There we go. But you can see there's a little bit less of a gap at the top than the bottom. So make sure it's selected, make sure you're on shape format and go over to format pane. And this is this item here. Go to shape options and click on layout and properties. And here you've got all the margin sizes of your text box. Go along to the top margin and increase it with this little arrow. And you can see as I've done that, we've got an equal gap at the top and bottom. Now we can change the color of this and the border. If I click off, you can see we've got a black border around the outside. So select it, make sure you're on shape format. The border line I'm going to take off, so say no outline. Shape fill, I'm going to select the dark blue and then automatically my text will change to white because it's recognized it's a dark color. Once you're happy with this, we're going to move everything down a little bit. So I'm just going to click at the top here. You can see my cursor's there. I'm just going to hit the return key, move everything down. Then I'm going to select this one, hold down my Alt or Option key, click and drag, and then I'm going to do that one more time for the bottom. Then I'm going to press my Command or Control key and click on all of 3 of them, and then I'm going to align them to this side here. Go to Shape Format, go to Align, Align to Right, and then I'm just going to click inside this one and change the text. What I will do is just move the table down. Perfect, so let's put the title in. Go to Insert, Text Box, Draw Text Box, click and draw out the text box, and then we'll just type in membership form, select the text, go to Home. I'm going to change the font to this one here, Aroni, and then I can just use this icon here to increase the size of my text until I'm happy. Maybe pull that out just a little bit. Then I'm going to change the color, and then I'm going to move this round. Now you can see it's quite clunky when I move it around, but if I hold my Alt or Option key down, it smooths that motion out. So all I'm going to do is try to line up that M with the edge of my form. So now you can see I've got this border line around the outside. So just select it, go to Shape Format, go to this icon here, which is Shape Outline, and then just select No Outline. So now to place the logo in here, all you have to do is to go to Insert, Pictures, click on the drop down and select Picture from File. Now you can select any logo you like and then click Insert. I'm actually just going to copy and paste the logo across from the other document and then move it. Now if you find that you've inserted your logo and you can't move it, just select it, right click, go down to Wrap Text and make sure In Front of Text is checked. If you do that, you'll be able to move the logo wherever you like. Now I'm just going to select the graphics. You can't see that I've selected them. Go to Shape Format, go to Group and select Ungroup, and then we can select this group here that we grouped before and move that up and down. And this one at the bottom, we're going to put some text in it, but I'm going to move it to the top of my page first. And there's a very good reason for that, is that I'm going to zoom in to put the text in here. But if I do anything at the bottom of the page and zoom in, every time I press enter, it will take me right back to the top of the page, and it's incredibly annoying. So if you want to zoom in and do anything intricate or with some small graphics, do that at the top of the page and you won't get annoyed. So I'm going to move this to the top of the page. You can see it's behind all my features. So I'm going to bring that to the front by going to Bring Forwards, click on the drop down and select Bring to Front. And now I've just got this square at the top and I'm going to zoom in. So in here, I'm going to insert a text box. So go to Insert, Text Box, Draw Text Box, click and draw out a text box. Then in here, I'm just going to put all my contact details. Now the way in which I'm going to customize all this text, firstly I'm going to go to the top here, go to the Home tab, and I'm going to select bold, and then all of this text here I'm going to select and I'm going to take it right down to 9, and then I'm just going to move the text box out slightly to accommodate that address bar there. Then I'm going to select it, go to Shape Format, I'm going to take off the outline and I'm going to take off the fill color, and then I'm going to go to Home. I'm going to go to my font color and select white, and I think that these text lines here are a bit far apart, so I'm going to select all 4 of them, go to this icon here which is in the Home tab, click on the drop down and go to Line Spacing Options, go down to Spacing, I'm going to select Exactly, and then I'm going to take this down to 8 points and click OK, and therefore we save a little bit of space. And then the next thing we're going to do is to insert the little icons at the end of all the contact information. So go to Insert, go to Icons, and in the top here I'm going to type in Location. I'm going to select this one here, click Insert, and now it's hidden. So to make sure it's not hidden anymore, select it, make sure you're on Graphics Format, go to Wrap Text and select In Front of Text. Whilst it's still selected, go to Graphics Fill and select White, and then over at Height here, select that measurement, and I'm going to type in 0.5, reduce the size of it and then move it where you like. Hold down your Alt or Option key just to make sure that that movement is less clunky. Go back over to this side and I'm going to type in phone. Select this one, insert. Now it's selected, go to wrap text and in front of text. Go to graphics fill, it's already selected white, so just select it. And then over in height again, 0.5 and press enter and move it to where you want. Then go back over and we'll type in globe because this gives me this icon here. Click insert, wrap text, in front of text, white, and then over to 0.5 and press enter. If this happens where you click on something and something else moves, just press Command or Control Z to go back one step, and then across back to here, select email. I like this one, insert, wrap text, white, 0.5, press enter. Now, once you have filled all this out, you don't want it to move. So now we need to group it all together. The easiest thing to do is to select this item here, go to shape format and go over to selection pane. And this is where you can see everything that you have inserted into your document. So click on the top one because we've got graphic up here, which is the email. And then hold your shift key down and go all the way down to text box 6. And you can see that's now all selected. Then go to graphics format, go to group and select group. Now this is all one group, which makes life so much easier. So now what I'm going to do is select this, then I'm going to hold down my Command or Control key and select the square on the outside or the rectangle. I'm going to zoom out and then I'm simply going to move it all down to the bottom. Then zoom in. Now I'm going to do this, but you can see how it jumps. So when I start to press enter and move things, you're going to see why I did it all at the top of the page. So I'm going to move this down a little bit. Then I'm going to move my contact details to where I want them and then just deselect. Perfect. So now you've done all of your form, you might want this to be a digital form. And if you want to do that, you need to select where you want your text to be typed. Then you need to go to the Developer tab. If you can't see the Developer tab, go to Word, go to Preferences, go to Ribbon and Toolbar, and then on this menu here, scroll down to the bottom and go to the Developer tab and make sure it's checked, and then you'll see that it appears at the top here. If you click on it, all this section here is to do with a fillable form, and you can add any of these elements in to enhance your form. So at the top here, I want some text to be written in, so I will choose a text box. And as you can see now, we've got a little grey box. If I double click in that grey box, I'll have another form field options. So this gives you some options here for regular text, default text, unlimited length of text, or you can actually limit that text. So we could limit that to 20 characters. And then you can put this to sentence case or title case if you want to. Your field settings, you do need to make sure that you bookmark this. We can just tell this its name and then click OK. So if I try to type on this now, it will take out the box and I'll just type as normal. So what we actually need to do is once we've inserted this box and made our customizations, we need to protect the form. If we select protect the form, you can see all the rest of it's grayed out. It means now that if I try and click on full name, you can see I can't. I'm going to click there and it jumps across to this field here, and now I can begin to type. And you can see it's greyed out at the back, but if you don't want that, this little grey box, just go to shading and it will take off the shading, but the form field will still be there. Sometimes it's a good idea to keep it on just so that you know it's there until you've protected the form. Then for further editing, you need to unprotect the form so that these are no longer greyed out. And then you can go along. If you're happy with the customizations of this one, you can simply copy it, Command or Control C, click in the next box down, Command or Control V to paste, and then you can do it to all of the other ones here. Now, if you want a drop-down box, so for example, in the gender box, you can select one of these, which is a combo box. So in your combo box, double click. I like a title because it tells people what to do. So I always put in click here, press enter, and you'll see it goes down to the drop-down list. And then you can put male, enter, female. There we go, press enter, And then you can put other if you want to and press enter. So as long as click here is at the top, this is the one that will show up in the menu just here. And then in the bookmark, you can just put in gender and then click OK. And now you can see that box there. And if I go up to protect form, then you can click here and then you have these drop down options. So I can simply go ahead and copy and paste all of these in now. And now you just have to protect your form, and then you can either save this as a PDF file, a Word document, or a template. So a template will mean that you can use this form over and over again. You can make adjustments to it, but the original will stay as a template. So the way to do that is to go to File. Here is your Save As if you want to save it as a Word document or a PDF. And here it says Save as Template. Rename it. So I'll rename mine Membership Form. Make sure it's in your Templates file. And then down here, it needs to be in that Microsoft Word template file as well. And click Save. Now once it's saved, if you go and open your Word software, you'll see you've got templates at the top here, and then more templates here. And you'll see there's a section here for personal. All the templates you've ever made will go into that personal file. So as we scroll down, you can see that my template is here. If you can't be bothered to make this form and you just want to download it, I will leave a link in the description below for where you can do that. So I hope that's helped you today. If it has, please like and subscribe, and have a great day.